Temu has become the go-to online marketplace for people looking for bulk buys at incredible discounts. There's so much that you can find when browsing this website, but does everything live up to the promises that they make, and is it actually fit for use? Well, here on the SkoolDoggery YouTube channel, we've decided to buy some dog products from Temu and put them through the paces with our chief product tester, Freddie. Before we get started, please consider subscribing here on YouTube. Come and find us on all the good social medias where we are at SkoolDoggery, and let us know what bargains you've found on Temu yourself. So here we go. I've got Temu open on an old phone here, and what we're going to do is just go through, see what it suggests to us, and see what we can get. Now, there are definitely some things that I want to try and avoid. Cheap plastic dog toys are just useless when you give them to Freddie, because he doesn't see a toy and think, oh, I'm going to squeak that and run around and have some fun. You give him something plastic and hard, and he goes, I know what the job is here, boss. You want me to rip it apart and get right inside there. So unless something is marketed as indestructible or super tough, we're going to stay away from it. If we do find something that says that, we'll put it through some paces. We'll test it with Freddie. I have been onto Temu briefly before. I've never actually done any shopping on it, so this is a new experience. I used it before when we were doing about the rise of footballers getting protection dogs. You can check that out when this video's finished. Let's actually deal with that dog bite training stuff first. In the video about protection dogs, I said, don't buy protection dog stuff from Temu because it is not going to be up to any reasonable strength, any reasonable quality. And just because you've got a bite sleeve doesn't mean that you can train a dog on how to use it. But of course, Temu knows you looked at a bite sleeve once, so here you go. It's given me one. And I think we're going to have to go for it. I'm going to have to put my money where my mouth is with it and actually test this out. I am not going to get Freddie to bite onto it and use it as a bite command kind of thing. We're going to use it more as a tug toy just to see how it stands up to that. So let's see, 21 pence. It's the lowest price ever. That's amazing, that is. Oh, there's only 11 left. Only 11 left. I've got to do it now. Add to cart. Whew. We're going to go back because the next thing is something that is already identified for me. You're a dog owner, you must go through poo bags. We go through a million poo bags here, and I do like keeping some outside in the garden for when he goes out there, different to the ones that we have on walks. On walks, I insist on having like Kevlar coated poo bags so that no matter what happens, no matter where he does it, I can get in there and not have any accidents with anything. In the garden, it's not so important. So we're basically, I can't see exactly how many we're paying for here, but $4.49 for what seems like an entire crate of poo bags. We'll go, oh, it's almost sold out. Gotta get it. Gotta put it in the cart quickly. It's 45% discount as well. They're so good. So good to you on Temu. Wonder if anything's ever actually sold at full price. So first off, let's just type in dog things. I like that. That's what we're here for. We're here for dog things. I do like treat dispenser toys. I think treat dispenser toys are brilliant for calming your dog down, for wearing out their brains, for getting them some mental exercise. So let's get some of that. That looks like, hopefully it's a reasonable little one. Okay, select. Well, in my world, everything has to be blue. 94% discount. Is that? Oh, it's only 93% if I go for the bigger one. Well, that's fine. I'll take that 1% off. No problem, and we'll get ourselves a nice little chew toy. Back here, here we go, a pet shampoo brush. Now, anybody who's tried to wash a dog knows that it can be a bit of a faff. We've just put a video up on our channel as well, taking you how to desensitize your dog to the bath if they already have problems with it, and the kind of best practice for how to get them through it stress-free. And I struggle to get a good lather going all over him when I'm washing him, so let's just have a quick look at this. So you fill it up with shampoo, and then your dog's all happy and ticks it, apparently. Yeah, we'll go for that. We'll definitely go for that. Are there any choices yet? Blue. Add to cart. We're already getting some great little products here for him. Oh yes, a footprint handprint. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Titles on here need cleaning up a little bit. Pet dog footprint handprint pad. Save non-toxic. Yeah, that looks sweet. Oh, I hope that. I genuinely hope that that turns out to be good. I'd love a little paw print of Freddie to mount and maybe put on the wall behind us here. So let's do that. And with £2.98, add to cart. Oh, that'd be sweet. Let's see what else we've got. Ooh, leads. Now, I can definitely see why people would get leads from here, because £1.90 is definitely cheaper than £10 in your local pet shop. However, your local pet shop will have done some research and made sure that they're good leads, that they're strong, that they're durable, that they can do everything that they need to do and be safe with your dog. So I doubt that these are going to be incredible, but I want to be proved wrong. So let's get ourselves a lead. Do I get to choose? Of course I get dark blue. It's got to be dark blue. We're going to get the shortest one because I like to have Freddie when he's on a normal lead like that. Different leads mean different things. And that lead, a normal kind of lead that claps onto here, just means walk next to me calmly. So let's have a 1.2. Almost sold out. Oh, I better get in there quick. Okay, what we got? So we've got 6 items so far. Only 11 left of some cart items. Quick, do it now, do it now. Oh, that says durable. I did say we'd have a look at things that say durable, didn't I? Dog rope. Toy. Oh, some of those look quite good. 4 pieces. Happy time. We all want our dogs to have happy time. Keeps dogs' teeth healthy. Yeah. Yeah, there's probably better things for it than rope. Add some of that to the cart. Okay, let's just take a look at what we've got so far. Some rope toys, a lead, a nice little footprint reminder thing for him, a shampoo brush, a treat ball, some poo bags, and a bite sleeve. Okay, how much is that? So we're up to £42, but I've down from 276. Wow. I think there's a good range of things there that we can test out, see how they hold up. So let's do it. Let's buy them. You don't need to see me go through the checkout process. So we're going to buy these now. We're going to give it a few days, let them arrive. We'll do an unboxing video outside. We'll give them to Freddie, see what he makes of them, and we'll see just how well these stack up. If nothing else, even if this is a waste of time, I might be paying £1 per poo bag. There's no such thing as too many poo bags. So let's check back in a couple of days. So here we go, it's arrived. We've got the Chief Inspector himself. Yes. Hey buddy, hey buddy. It's all this stuff for you. Oh, shall we see what we got? Shall we see what we got? Hey, right, so these were the super tough indestructible. I forget what the word was, but we said if there was going to be anything that was super tough, we were going to give it to the man who knows a thing or two about it. Now, okay. Not quite what I was expecting. They're a little bit smaller, a little bit weedier. You think these will stand up to you? I don't think they will. I don't think these are quite as super tough. As they said, which one should we play with? What do you think of this? If I want to play with it, everybody want to play with this. If I want to play with this. Yeah. Yeah, Freddie, up. Yeah, who's a good boy? What do you think? What do you think, Freddie? Sits? Good boy. You going to take this and give it some testing for me? Yeah, oh, being a good boy. Off you go, break. Right, we'll leave that with him and see what he thinks of that, and we'll go back to him in a few minutes. So here we can see Freddie playing with the rope toy, and unfortunately it's not a great review. Now when we first opened the package, there was a heck of a smell of a warehouse that came out of there, that musty smell that you get when things have been left on a shelf for a long time. And I'm always cautious about giving things to dogs that have got strange smells and big clouds of dust that come out of them. Now, let's also just address the fact that this was sold as a heavy-duty rope. This is not a heavy-duty rope toy at all. If you've got a small dog or a puppy, then this would be great for something that you know is going to get destroyed and gone through, but that you're not too worried about because it doesn't cost you a lot of money. For comparison, here's Baker playing with something that is actually a heavy-duty rope toy. Now, it did still give Freddie something to play with for a while and a bit of fun, and it did tire him out, but I would definitely steer clear of these if you're looking for a quality rope toy to give to your dog. Okay, poo bags. Poo bags, brilliant. Okay, it's a nice big box, but these do not feel much more than cling film. Hey buddy, look at these too. It's slightly tougher than it looks. You can still easily, just a comparison, these are our normal, extra tough, extra strong. Temu, good one. You can still put your finger through it, but you see how much more that takes before you can get a finger through. Whereas this, let's do that same thing, maybe choose a different finger, comes through almost immediately. So in a pinch in your garden, probably alright, but if you actually want something good and strong to take on a walk with you, I don't think these are going to stand up to much. So this is the lead, and I said, in leads, you need, if you buy them from a proper pet shop, good, thick, strong. But like a lot of the things with ropes that have come out so far, it looked to me like it was going to be thicker. I think this was also sold as a super strong or durable lead, and I mean this instantly the padding just comes off. The clasp on the, oh my god. So that is probably rated for a Yorkie or a Chihuahua, but I don't even know if I want to experiment taking Freddie for a walk on this. I mean, he walks nicely, so it would be all right. But if you're trying to use this as a training lead, this is going to be terrible. At best, this could be a house line. That wouldn't last, would it, mate? That would not last. So this, it will fit onto the ring on his collar here. It just fits on, but it doesn't matter how strong. This could actually turn out to be incredibly strong rope, but doesn't matter how strong that is, because all that force has got to go through this tiny little area there. This tiny little piece of, I mean, I'm going to call it metal, but I think there's probably more plastic in that. Not impressed. Not impressed with this. So here we go then, this is the lead testing. So this is the lead from Temu, and this is the lead that we normally walk Freddie on, which we just got from a normal dog shop. The Temu lead is a lot thinner than the normal lead that we would use. That's already strike one against it. As we saw outside, this pad as well just comes straight off. So what we're going to do is give them a little bit of a strength test and just see how much we trust them. Now, when it comes to attaching this to things, which is what takes the load and what you're attaching to your dog, there's normal lead from a normal shop. If you can see, it's got a lovely, thick, sturdy clamp to attach it to. But the Temu one is absolutely appalling. It is tiny, and that, oh, I don't know how much I trust that at all. That's why we're testing it in here, not outside with a dog. So let's do the standard one first. Attach it up. So on here we've got 20 kilograms of weight on the end, and I'm quite sure that if I pull down with this lead, that lead is taking 20 kilograms being put through it, no real problem at all. The clasp looks like it's holding nice, the metal looks absolutely fine. So let's move on and try the Temu lead. Now it should be able to take this weight. 20 kilograms is not a huge amount of weight to ask to put through a lead that wasn't marketed as for small dogs or anything like that. So people will buy this expecting to be able to take their big dogs on a walk with it. So immediately it won't go over there. Thankfully, we can kind of trick it into getting it on. So, right, it's on there now. I'm not hugely sure I want to do this, especially as I've just noticed, straight out of the bag this is, and there's already damage and fraying on it here, and that's before we've even done anything to it. I think the rope will probably stand up, but this is what I think he's going to break. In fact, I probably should have had these on a lot earlier. This is just in case something goes wrong here. Hopefully it won't. Hopefully Temu haven't sold me a dodgy product that's going to break. Okay, it's taking the weight. It's taking the load, so it will do it. But that doesn't feel very reliable to me. So there's a difference between, obviously, between a nice stationary weight like this that's putting up no resistance to a dog that would potentially go and running around everywhere and getting into all kinds of trouble. If you've got a tiny dog, you can probably rely on this, but if you've got anything that's bigger than about this big, then this lead is not going to be the one for you. And there was nothing on Temu that said that it was for small dogs. Yes, it's reflective. That's nice. That's always an added feature. The lead that we use, not reflective. It's the one thing I don't like about that lead. But overall, I wouldn't buy yourself a lead from Temu. Okay, this was the plastic treat ball, so we'll test this inside with him in a bit. It looks all right. It's moulded plastic. It's a little flimsy, like it's not up to Kong standards. I wouldn't let a heavy chewer like him be left alone with this for a long amount of time. But if you were to put, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll fill it with some peanut butter. We'll freeze it, because then that'll toughen it up a little bit, and then it'll make a great licky toy for him. So that's exactly what we did. We filled it with some peanut butter, stuck some of his favourite treats into it, and then left it in the freezer for a few hours to harden up. Later on in the day, we came to it, and you can see that Freddie was already incredibly interested because he loves himself some peanut butter. A quick run through to his bed where we give him all his treats, and then off he goes. He was allowed to have it to himself. Now Freddie managed to make this last for at least half an hour before he was bored with it, and during that time most of the ball did hold up. However, a couple of the little teeth did become detached, which is something that you're going to need to watch out for if you're giving this to a heavy chewer or to a puppy that's got those vicious little needle teeth. You should never really leave your dog unattended with a chew toy for too long anyway, because of the risk of pieces breaking off and choking. So as long as you let them use this under supervision and make sure that you get the right size for the right dog, then this can be a useful little toy. This is the ink pad for making the paw memory. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. We'll take that inside in a bit. Give that a go. Before using the ink pad with him, I decided to get him warmed up and used to me touching his paws first. Now we've taught paw and shake, so I'm just getting him to repeat a few of those actions here, just so that he's used to giving me his paw, having me touch it and hold on for a second, and nothing bad happens. He gets a treat, it's all good. When it came time to use the pad, he was already quite happy to give me his paw, let him press it onto the pad, and then press it onto a little piece of paper. Now there's only a couple of sheets of paper, and we only got a couple of goes before the ink started to run out, but this is actually one of the products that I would recommend everybody get. It's a truly sweet little way of getting a cute little memento from your dog. Here we go, this is what I was looking for. So this is the shampoo applicator. We'll get him in the bath and we'll actually have a go with this. I have high hopes for that. I really want this to be, out of all the stuff that we've got here, I really want this to, hey buddy, show and tell. I really want this to be good. Okay, so again, I was expecting harder plastic, but it's fine. This isn't going to get left alone with him. I feel that up. Not as big as I was expecting, but then again, why did I expect big? Looking forward to giving that a go, yeah. This was the product that I had the most hope for, but unfortunately it just proved to be a bit of a letdown. Now I'd already put some shampoo in it, I decided to put a little bit more in just to kind of top it up, and we worked Freddie over with it, just giving him a bit of a scrub. Thankfully he's really good in the bath. The teeth didn't break and Freddie didn't seem to mind the sensation, but even afterwards I couldn't work out how to get a good stream of shampoo coming out of it. It was struggling to dispense the shampoo and I tried squeezing it from different angles, just gently, but unfortunately this broke the piece of plastic on the top and therefore meant that it had a hole in it and kind of rendered the whole thing a bit useless. And again, the build quality just let it down. I had such high hopes for this, and I am going to go and see if I can find a more expensive version that might actually last a little bit longer than half of a shower. My Temu nemesis, the bite sleeve. So many people make the mistake of thinking that all you need to do to train a dog to be a protection dog is teach it to bite something. So buying something like this, I could see the appeal. If I get it to bite on here, then it'll be a protection dog, it'll stop people. The single most important thing for a bite dog or for a protection dog is that first you make sure it's a rock solid drop command. There is no point teaching it to bite something if it won't then let go when told to. You need to make sure that your dog is capable of doing that. He's not. He's never going to be a protection dog or anything like that, so I would never teach him to use this with the thought of, yeah, and I'll get him to bite into it because he would be dangerous. That is not being responsible. I mean, it does feel relatively well put together, so we're just gonna play tug with it, basically, just to use it as a tug toy. But I'm not gonna keep my arm inside it because I want him to be able to see. I'm literally just seeing for how durable it is. I mean, to be fair, of all the stuff that we've got here, this does feel the most durable and like it might actually stand up. I mean, it was the most expensive thing. But let's get testing them properly and we'll see what we think in a bit. Oh, well, this thing is still my nemesis. Despite doing my best to try and get Freddie interested in it and trying to get him to grab onto it and play tug, he's just more of an inquisitive boy when you give him something new. He stuck his face in it, he wanted to smell it because like everything else, it had that warehouse stank on it. He just wasn't interested in grabbing onto the actual bite part of the sleeve and trying to play tug with it. I tried several different ways to try to get him to interact with it, including running off and then throwing it to kind of initiate that chase response, but all he was really interested in biting was the handle. So I thought, you know what, let's let him bite the handle. It's perfectly conceivable that if you were training a protection dog, that it would accidentally at some point bite this handle on the top. And as you can see, it took about 20 seconds before that broke off as well. The build quality on a lot of the handles on a lot of these items, which is where you're going to be holding onto it, is just not that great. The rest of it was put together well, but I still don't think that Temu is where you should be going for protection gear. You wouldn't play an American football game with padding that you'd bought from Temu, so you certainly shouldn't try to train a protection dog with gear that you've bought from there either. So then, what have we discovered while we've tested out these Temu products? Well, unfortunately, it just seems that the quality of materials that they've used in a lot of things isn't going to stand up to much more than a puppy. If you're looking at kitting yourself up for having a puppy and want some stuff that's going to get chewed and disposed of quickly, then this might be the way to go about it. But if you've got an adult dog, then none of these things really should be for you. So if we start with the lead, everything is just a bit cheap and tacky and not going to take much when you're out in the real world for it to just get destroyed and maybe even cause a safety issue for you and your dog. It's a similar story when it comes to the treat ball. Now, treat balls are a great thing, and especially for puppies and small dogs, but Freddie had it for half an hour and already one of these tiny little teeth has broken off, and if you can see how many of those teeth are in there, then that could potentially be a heck of a lot of plastic that is ending up inside your dog, and that's just going to cause digestive problems for them. So if we look at the rope toys, this is one of the rope toys that we got from Temu, and it has held up to a few days of playing with it. However, this was sold as super tough and durable. This is super tough and durable. This hefty, wimpy. Again, for a small dog or for a puppy, probably fine. But if you want something that's actually heavy duty, go and spend your money at a proper local dog shop. They will have a much better range and a much better selection for you of better quality products to choose from. Now, when it came to the little paw print, I quite like it. I've smudged it a little bit. That's my own fault. I don't know which side we're going to use yet, but one of these will end up getting mounted on the wall behind me, because I think that has actually been one of the few things that has lived up to exactly what I expected of it. So if you're ever on Temu and you need to just spend a couple of extra quid for free shipping, get yourself one of these doggy paw print packs. These are great. This is going to continue to be the bane of my life even after these videos, because I've now got to do something with it. I mean, I'm tempted to just give it to the chickens and let them lay eggs in there, which is pretty much all that I would say that this is good for. If you're an actual professional protection dog trainer, you will already have a hookup somewhere for getting some brilliant quality gear. If you're just wanting to get into it, please go and seek out those people first. Nothing that you will be able to pick up from a professional supplier of protection gear is going to have something that will break this easily attached to it. I know I keep saying this, but please do not be tempted to buy one of these from Temu and teach your dog to bite on it and think, I've got a protection dog now. All you've got there is an accident waiting to happen. So overall, the majority of these products probably could be in a puppy's toy box, but if you've got an older dog, go and get them from somewhere more reputable. There are definitely some bargains that you can find on Temu and things that will make you happy on there, but when in doubt, please go to a local dog shop. The prices will be slightly more expensive than you're going to get on Temu, but the quality and the care will be so much better. Thank you so much if you've made it to the end. We really do appreciate it, especially as this is probably going to turn out to be the longest video that we've ever done. If you haven't yet, we'd love it if you could subscribe and drop us a like. Let us know in the comments anything that you might want to buy yourself for your dog from Temu, what your favourite thing is that we've gone through here. We really do appreciate every interaction from you guys. Come and find us on all the good social medias. We're at SkoolDoggery. SkoolDoggery.com is up and going with blogs that accompany most of these videos. And until next time, please look after yourselves and your dogs.